Welcome, everybody. It's another great episode with Lofty LabCoat Agents, Tristan. We've got Adam here. Anytime you have Adam, you know he's going to bring up something about cooking. Maybe barbecue today. I don't know. What's up, Adam?
It's going pretty good. Yeah. Nothing on the smoker today, but I did make some carne asada smoked queso dip last night. So,
dude, that sounds amazing.
We're getting fat and sassy over here, man.
That's a great name for a sub CRM name for Lofty.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
We got Brady and Megan. Brady Mosca, Megan Egelman. Brady's the director of sales. Megan is product operations specialist. And I wrote it down so I wouldn't screw it up because I'm like, Brady, you're in charge of awesome things. And Megan, you're amazing. So Brady, where do we want to start, or Megan, in regards to finding the top 4 features for Lofty that helped us create the most business? Is this a general consensus or something that you've seen specific top agents do? Where do we start with this?
Yeah, it's a good question, Tristan. And thank you again for having myself and Megan and Adam on here today. We're always thrilled to engage with LabCoat Agents. You guys are awesome. This was a tricky one, right? Because anytime you think about ways to connect with clients and build relationships and close more deals, right? There's so many paths to success. There's no one way of doing it, right? And a lot of this is dependent on the agents and the teams and their unique skill sets and their unique value propositions. So this was definitely a fun one for us to prepare for. I think everybody always wants more leads and more business. So True. That's the low hanging fruit for me, right? As I'm talking to agents, is how do we help you get more leads to close more deals? But True. We also want to approach the opposite end of the spectrum, which is how do we help you connect with the leads you already have in your database, right? There's deals and opportunities lurking in your funnel that you don't even know about, right? So I think the 2 pieces of Lofty that I'll talk about today, the zip code blasts and listing blasts for lead generation, and then home reports for lead engagement, really do a nice job of dovetailing both ends of the lead funnel, right? Help you pick up net new business and also help you stand out to the folks in your system that you may not have talked to in 3 years. And you just need to send them something new and stand out in a unique way in order to open up a really, really productive conversation. So I'm happy to get into my side now, but maybe Megan, I'll give you a chance to just talk high level about some of the things that you thought about as you were approaching this webinar.
Sure. Yeah. The number one thing is definitely our AI marketing tools because, everyone is on social media all the time, scrolling, and that is the number one way to get someone's attention. I know for me personally, I get a lot of information from social media, sometimes more than like other media sources. So it's something that we're always seeing, we're always on our phones, and our AI marketing tools are helping you develop a posting schedule and the posts themselves for you, so you don't have to spend so much time creating all of that content yourself. The other one is our Lofty Present and CMA tools, which are really, once you have found some of those buyer and seller leads, it's a great tool to help you lock down the business. It creates a really good looking report that's just automatically created for you, and it looks really impressive to your leads.
Okay, I like that. I want to see those too. And yeah, one of our agents, because our brokerage uses Lofty, right, at Y Realty. One of our agents yesterday said, yeah, we use it all day long. We auto post for social. Adam, what about you? What are we going to look at when we're looking at your favorite, most amazing things that you're like, these are the 2 things for you that make it special?
So focusing on the follow-up is the most important. The old adage, fortune is in the follow-up, whatever. And it's really important. Like one of the things I got frustrated with as a new agent, almost 8 years ago now, was people were telling me like lead generation in real estate is the easiest thing to do. And I am bald because I pulled out my hair out being so frustrated. And because it was just, I would never believe it. Right. Well, it really is. You can run a simple ad. Hey, you want the newest listings in your inbox every day? Boom, you got leads for $150 a month on Facebook. It's super easy to do it, right? Now, to get into the nuances, of course, to like get the quality stuff, everything else, yeah, it's going to take more work. But just to get your database filled up and get a trickle in, it's easy. But cool, you got 300 leads in there. Now what do you do, right? So as everybody knows that knows me, I'm a real big fan of the Lofty Smart Plans. I'm a real big fan of the Lofty AI chatbot. And using them along with the activity screen, like you know who is doing what, and you got all your follow-up in place. Lead generation with like PPC is nice, but that's like you get like that impulsive intent where it's like, oh, I got to look this up, right? That's all well and good. But then you have that sustainable non-intent on social media through like the AI marketer and stuff like that, where you're kind of like everybody's relaxed on social media. They're not really thinking that they're going to be sold to necessarily because all the ads are mixed in with everything else. So they kind of let their guard down. And that's when you can connect to them in a different way instead of being impulsive. So you're kind of like with that interruptive style ad on social media, they got their guard down. You could be more human and more approachable because you're kind of like sitting on the couch next to them being like, hey man, how's it going? Right. So that's kind of the different things with, that intent level on social media versus PPC. It's different, but it's different in good ways. Like there's pros and cons to both. Like don't ignore one for the other, both.
All right. I like that. I'll shoot next. I like mass texting. Still one of my favorite things ever. It just brings so many people back to us fast, right? That's number one. And number two, I'm surprised we didn't even bring it up yet. Landing pages, like the ability to create those landing pages and use those as a place to collect information on social media as the link to send people to, like that is massive. Guys, everybody else, let us know what city, what state, what country you're from. You've already been doing it, but also let us know what your favorite feature is. I'd love to see that. I know we all would. In the chat, put it in, and then let's just go ahead and start with Brady. Brady, where do you want to start with this? And then we'll go to Megan and then Adam.
Yeah, let me dive right in here. Let me share my screen really quick. And let's bring up Lofty here. All right. So we should be looking at, by the way, guys, this is the brand new dashboard that Lofty rolled out about 2 weeks ago. So if you haven't seen Lofty yet, this is the very first thing that an agent or team leader or a broker would see when they sign into the database. And I think Adam touched on this, is just being able to track opportunities and intent signals across your platform, being able to have some really clear direction of what should we be doing whenever we sign into a CRM, right? Rather than even thinking about that ourselves, our CRM should be teeing up our hottest leads and teeing up our tasks that we need to be accomplishing each and every day, right? So really excited that Lofty's overhauled our dashboard, but that's not why we're here today. We're talking about our favorite features that help close deals, right? And I think that very first piece is the ability for an agent to very quickly and effectively boost one of their listings right through Lofty with just a couple clicks here. Like, how do we help market a home as streamlined and efficiently and effectively as possible? And that's what the Lofty Listing Blast really accomplishes. This gives an individual agent the ability to immediately start running ads to a listing that they may have added to the MLS, 5 minutes ago, right? So as soon as an agent has picked up that listing and worked so hard to earn that relationship, Lofty gives them the ability to immediately start running ads on Instagram and on Facebook for that home, right? And you can see we're in the holiday spirit over here, right? We've got with the snowman, right? But what a listing blast really does is it helps an agent focus on their leads and not focus on creating ads, designing ads, serving ads, and optimizing their campaigns, right? So Lofty can design and run Facebook ads and Instagram ads for your listings. And we can do all of the ad creation and design and servicing and optimization ourselves. So you just need to focus on the leads that have clicked on your ad, registered for information, and now are a lead in your CRM, right? Following up with those opportunities. I really love listing blasts because they're flexible. You can run an ad campaign for 1 week. You can run an ad campaign for 2 months, as much or as little as you'd like, whenever you'd like, right? So it's really hyper local marketing. It's really controllable in terms of the time frame, and it works with everybody's budget, right? You don't have to spend thousands of dollars to boost a listing with Lofty. You can start off with $99 if you want. Just dip your toe in the water and then increase your momentum as well. I wanted to ask Adam, is this something, the listing blast, is this something that you're seeing other agents doing as well, that you're working with and coaching and helping run their Lofty systems?
Yes. So some of them, like the brokerage that I am with, we have a benefit of doing a 1-week blast for certain listings. The ones that don't, qualify for that as far as the terms go, they're using the blast quite often for their listings. And not only is the convenience really good, but it's just a really effective way to market a listing where you don't have to jump in all sorts of different systems. You can easily select your listing or a listing of somebody else if that's the case, and then do a simple blast through Lofty. The biggest thing here with this is kind of like driving on the road. Don't focus on the edge of your hood to see where you're going. Look down the road. So although a listing blast is kind of like a little like quick and short-term thing, don't focus on the, each ad. I got 14 leads. I got 3 leads. I got long-term for this stuff. If you consistently use this tool in Lofty, that's going to not only raise your brand awareness with your consumers and your audience, but you will eventually see the lead count grow, the quality get better and improve. It's, doing it as a one and done. Hey, I got 3 leads. This thing sucks. That's not what, you did it wrong. Consistently using this for every single listing and doing the same thing every single time, that's what's going to do your long-term thing. That's the long-term plan there. So people that consistently use this have better results. They get more leads. They get better leads. They are closing more transactions from these blasts than people who just kind of do it maybe once a quarter.
Yeah, I love it. And just to kind of double click on what he was saying, right? If you don't have a listing to boost, but maybe you have a lot of listings that are active across your team or your brokerage, that would be a good use case to run a zip code blast with Lofty. Mm-hmm. Because what we can do is pull listings from your team or listings from your brokerage and build you a branded carousel display ad on Instagram and on Facebook of other listings that are active in your brokerage. So you don't have to have an active listing in order to market yourself and build your brand and cement your reputation as a local area expert. I think that's a really good use case for also trying out a zip code blast that we offer here in Lofty as well. And then be able to track your campaigns in real time, right? We're going to show you all the deals you've closed from the ads you're running with us. That way you can feel really confident about doubling down on your ad spend and picking up more leads and capitalizing on that momentum. So the blasts we've seen just grow tremendously this year. We're generating some really high quality, high intent leads, hyper local leads, and really helping agents dominate their market. So this has been tremendously popular with us here in 2025. The other one that I wanted to touch on is engaging your leads, right? How do we help you guys stand out in unique ways with the folks that you already have in your database? And one very popular tool that we're finding a lot of agents are gravitating towards right now are home reports. So what is a home report with Lofty, right? In effect, what we're trying to do here is give an agent the ability to automatically deliver the value of a homeowner's home to them every month, right? And that's really important. It's an automated home valuation tool rather than a reactive home valuation tool that is always going to live on an IDX website, right? Put this in the palm of a potential seller's hands every month, just an added touch point. I think that's great. But where it gets even more impactful is the ability to deliver the value of the home that somebody has already, right? What's the amount of equity that they have in their property, right? That should help open up an opportunity for them to maybe think about buying a second home, right? Or maybe sell their property because they know their equity's gone up tremendously. So the home reports are a nice tool that's in Lofty that a lot of other companies offer as a one-off kind of standalone solution. So as opposed to trying to leverage 2 or 3 different companies to run an efficient follow-up formula, use Lofty's home reports, keep it all in-house in your system, and just know that your selected targeted leads are going to get the value of their home delivered consistently and the equity they have in their home delivered to them consistently. By doing that, what we're finding is that email open rates go up, engagements go up, productive conversations go up, and all of that again turns into more deals, more closings, more fun at the end of the year as you're looking back on a year of success. Tristan, are you doing anything with your database with home reports?
Dude, I was just on the back end of Lofty. I'm like, wait a second, are we doing anything? And before I got there, I got stuck on, I'm just going to show you. You guys, okay?
The rabbit hole I just went down was
right.
As you're talking, I'm like, wait a second. I'm just going to show you because we're always testing things out. Can you see my screen? Buyer lead gen.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
All right. So I got stuck on this window because I'm looking at the bottom and it shows our spend, right? I'm like Malibu, Thousand Oaks, 510, 327 so far. And then I got stuck on this. I'm like, damn, $9. That's really good, by the way. $9 a lead so far, 57. And then a little higher, Thousand Oaks, right? Not as much traffic typically, so that makes sense. So I was texting with the team. I'm like, hey guys, as you're talking, I'm like, what other areas should we be adding for this? Because we're doing pretty good, 57, $9 a lead when we typically average, just so you know, the average on our end, $21 a lead. But to be able to see that consistently, that to me is pretty powerful. That's where my brain went. So sorry, man. No.
No, I love it. That's good feedback. And it really speaks to, it's important to know what your ROI looks like. It's important to know what your ads look like, right? You should own the narrative and have confidence in what your potential clients are seeing out there on social media. So that's a nice thing that Lofty has to offer, is just clarity of what your conversion funnel looks like.
I agree. Kayla, I'm paying $30 to $50 per lead using PPC. That's a good price per lead. It is, Kayla, but one of the key things that I tell people, and Adam says the same thing, and you'll notice this because Adam is inside of the Lofty community that we have, but the more involved you are with communicating back and forth with Lofty as far as, hey, this isn't working, hey, tweak this for the lead gen, that's really important. Because if you're just kind of like not actively involved in the areas that you want, in the messaging and all those details, your cost per lead could tend to go higher rather than go lower because you're actively looking. So I would challenge you to actively look at that and then engage with Lofty so they can help you more.
Yep. I like to say delegating tasks and duties doesn't mean that you don't have to pay attention.
Yep.
You still got to monitor. You still got to be engaged. You still have to be involved. You're just outsourcing the fingers, not the brain. You still have to be the brain. You're just using somebody else's fingers. So when you delegate, you still have to monitor.
Good answer. There's a question on the home value one for you, Brady or Megan, or even Adam. Lisa says, I've experienced the same results as Michelle when I looked at home reports a while back. Values were way off. That's why I haven't used it since. Has it improved?
I think there's always going to be some variance between the home valuation that's produced by a company and the actual true value of a home, because a home valuation doesn't take into consideration any remodels or any work that the homeowner has done on their property, right? So the whole point of a home valuation tool isn't to provide the 100% accurate number. We're trying to engage the lead to open up a conversation for you to then connect with that lead, show up at their front door, and provide an estimation of what you think the true value of the home might be based on your local area expertise, right? So the intent of a home valuation tool is to start the conversation and then take it further, which is why there's always going to be a little bit of variance, right? It's really hard for systems to nail what the 100% accurate home value is consistently.
Here's what I tell people when it comes to that. And Adam, you tell me if you do something similar. When we use any type of valuation tech, so even if it's not Lofty, we know that there's some inaccuracies, but it also gives us the opportunity to connect with people and let them know, hey, this is an estimate. If you want to get the details even further, just message me, right? It also creates the opportunity to have that conversation, because I've had people respond to me and get really angry that the tool, whatever tool it was way off, right? Especially in custom areas in Malibu, where it's like, it's gonna be way off. There's no, Zillow, nobody can get it right, right? So it just creates an opportunity for a conversation, and that's how I see it.
Yeah. So my saying that I use in my training is the automated home value tools are gossip, not the gospel. It gives you it's chatter to have a conversation, and you need to be the evangelist that's going to tell them what the gospel is, and that's you putting boots on the ground, eyeballs on the walls, and actually giving them a better valuation from an experienced advisor. So that's kind of my thing, how that goes.
Adam, that's another T-shirt for you. Another website to go and get.
Gossip, not gospel. Yeah. And what I will say on that home report, right, with the home valuation, while that may be a little on the gossip side, right, the equity that they have in their home that we're pulling and providing, that is coming from Fannie Mae and Freddie Mac, right? So the equity numbers are always going to be dead on, while the valuation could be there could be some fluctuation there.
Yeah, and like a lot of the objection handles where people fly off the handle, it's like, hey, guess what? Here's a list from the MLS. The last 7 days, there's 38 price reductions. They got the price wrong too. Like, it's just not a big deal, so.
I agree. All right, Megan, what you got?
All right. Yeah, let me go ahead and share my screen. So I'm going to start off with some of our AI social media tools. Is my screen showing up? Here it is. Okay, cool. So we're going to head over to the marketing tab and select social agent. And so this is going to be your hub for all of your social media posts. Right away, it comes into our posts. So you can see what you have scheduled. Do you want to boost it, edit it, delete it? And this is where you can see like, what are the channels this is going to, and you can see your full schedule, and you can schedule posts out far in advance. So especially, if you want to make sure that you always have content, you don't necessarily want to be making a brand new post every single day. So you can get this schedule going. So this is the page with our posts, our social profiles. We can change these, add them, edit them. We can see some of our engagements from our leads. This is just a demo account, so this is all, sample information, but you can see which of your leads are actually interacting with your social posts right here. You got some, filtering tools, so you can really find out what are some of your good leads. If they're following you on social media, liking your post, that's probably a good lead. How did we get here, though, is we start in our planner page. So this is where you can chat with the AI bot over here, and you can really just use natural language. Like, can you create content based on tips for first-time home buyers in the Phoenix, Arizona area? And here, it's got a post plan for you. Post 1, post 2, post 3, and you can use this to create your own content. And it can give you suggestions. So really, you don't have to be social media savvy. You don't have to be a social media user really yourself to get some content plans. So
I like this. This makes it easy. I think I saw this for the first time last month, which was amazing.
Yeah, so these are some of our posts, and these can be posts about anything, market insights, really anything that can be targeting buyers or sellers. And then we also have listing feed posts. So this is going to be your specific listings for your listings, your office listings. And you can decide here, this little widget helps you pick what kind of listings you want to post. And what this will do is if there is an open house scheduled for a listing, it'll automatically post for you. There's an open house. So you don't have to go in and look yourself to see what's happening. So you can decide if you want to show these, like maybe you don't want to auto post for back to market or for sold. You can uncheck those. By default, we just have them all checked because, you want to get them out there. But if you hit confirm, next, you'll see it's split into my listings, my office listings, which is going to be the listings of other people in your office. Again, you can decide if you want to post office listings or not. And then also followed listings. So these could be listings that are not necessarily yours or someone in your office, but maybe something you want to share anyway.
Like my favorite 5 listings on the market right now.
Yes. Yeah. If there's some really impressive homes out there that, maybe you're looking for the buyer, you can post those. So, So this is where you can see your properties, and you can set specific triggers for specific properties as well. So here it's got a trigger for open house, price reduced, under contract, sold, back to market. So if any of these statuses happen to that listing, it'll automatically post that listing on your social channels that you select here.
Megan, you guys are the only company that I know, and obviously we get to see all the companies, right? You're the only company that I know that has a social studio built in with AI that mixes the ability to grab technically our IDX feed and create content from it so easily. There's nothing like this. So when I saw it last month, I was like, holy cow, this is amazing.
Yeah. And it's so quick. I mean, I did this right in front of you. None of this was set up 30 seconds ago.
And Tristan, you mentioned at the beginning of this, right? You were a big fan of our landing pages. The landing pages should be a big portion of what you're pushing out onto your social media through our social studio, right? So it's great to have as many landing pages as you'd like and as you want out there. That's a way to generate free leads. But to get more eyes onto those landing pages, more clicks onto those landing pages, and more leads captured, you gotta be able to push those out onto all of your social media platforms as efficiently as possible. And I think our social studio does a really wonderful job of that.
It does. I have a question about landing pages since you brought it up, and it's one of my favorite things ever. Landing pages, are we going to see a landing pages studio AI coming soon? Because imagine being able to do the exact same thing on landing pages like that.
Yeah. Not that I know of.
All right, we'll put it in the books for the next few months.
I can run it by the team. I mean, when you do go to create a new landing page, we do have all of these templates. So it is pretty quick to set them up, but I'll run it by the team and ask.
Yeah, so I would say it's probably not officially planned, but knowing Lofty as well as I know them, I think it's on the radar somewhere. Because if you click on AI copilots up at the top, you're going to see a web builder that's coming.
Yeah.
And the landing page builder uses the same exact builder page. If you scroll down a little bit, it should be at the bottom there. Website building agent there. So the website builder and the landing page builder use identical functionality, except the landing page has different registration settings. So when they start doing this, so this is how I kind of figure out things ahead of time. When I see things like this, I'm like, oh, they're going to probably add landing pages to that within the next year. So it's completely unofficial. It's completely speculation. I just want to get that disclaimer out there. It's just my own brainness. I'm not speaking on behalf of Lofty, but I would not be surprised if we see that being on the roadmap in the next year or so. Just seeing what's on the screen and seeing what they've done in the past. So
Got it. It's official. Perfect. Okay, 2026. You heard it here first.
Yeah, and this website building agent should be available by the end of this year. We'll see. It's always tough because when we launch these things, we want to make sure they're right. But we should be seeing this pretty soon in the next few weeks.
Yeah, one question that popped up earlier when we brought up landing pages. The way that we've seen landing pages be the most successful for agents and for brokers, teams, doesn't matter, commercial agents, is when you're using it on social media and you're giving people something of value for the area that you're covering. So if you're on YouTube doing these 5-7 minute videos about a specific area, let's say Phoenix, Arizona, and you're talking about it, you can reference that download for whatever it's going to be so that it's on the link of your social, YouTube, Instagram, Facebook, TikTok, whatever. So when they click on it, it takes them to the landing page. It explains what it is. They can download it and you capture their information and it goes to Lofty. So it's like you're lead generating off of your social by giving them something that they actually want to download. And I think we miss that piece because it becomes really important to our social world. And just a reminder, everybody, most visited websites in the world in this order: Google, number 1, YouTube, number 2, Facebook, number 3, Instagram, number 4, and ChatGPT is number 5. Those are the most visited websites in the world. So what's your social plan with Lofty? All right, Megan, continue.
Yeah. Did you want me to move on to the Lofty Present? Second feature? Okay. So here, we've split up CMAs and listing presentations into 2 separate things. CMAs, I believe these are a free for everybody. Brady can probably confirm on pricing and stuff, but these are really basic and are great for, if you're trying to, win a listing. You can create one of these really quickly, and you don't need a ton of information. You want the name, the report name, and their address, and it really fills in all of this information for you. I should have some that are done. And the CMAs are just really simple. They can be set on a website, and it's just, giving them their comparisons. The listing presentations are a little bit more customizable. So this is where you can go in and you can put in some specific website blocks. More or less, they look the same, but the listing presentations, that is a paid add-on, and they are customizable where you can create custom blocks for this. If there is more information that you want to put in there, you can change it a little bit to fit your branding in a different way. So it's just a slightly different thing, but the CMA is a really basic way to, win that buyer or seller with a nice, slick looking document. The other thing though, is that CMAs are like a web page only. The listing presentations can be downloaded as a PDF. So they're a little more like printable if you want to come with a printed handout, but I think any more, sending an online link is good for most people.
Yeah, I think the online link is probably the best, but I love that you can print them.
Yeah.
There's a technical question. I don't know if one of you 3 want to take this on. Brad's asking, I'm an LO working with a realtor on leads that are coming into Lofty. I can only email the leads now. Is there a way that I can get the ability to call and text through Lofty?
Yeah, not right now if you're in a lender type account. The best way would be to be added as like a seat on an account, technically an agent seat, but you don't have to be an agent to have that seat. But yeah, we don't have calling and texting for lenders right now.
Yeah, usually the solution for that is they just add the lender as an agent seat, adjust their permissions and the permission profile specific to what they only need. And that will allow them to either purchase directly or have the team leader or account owner purchase and assign a call package, which would allow them for that functionality. So a little bit of workaround stuff that can be customized, but Lofty is flexible enough that you can do either option there. So
I like that.
Yeah. One other question in the chat about these. So with CMAs, we just have these default templates, but with listing presentations, you can create a specific template. So if you are, adding or removing pages, you can just save that as a template. So then you don't have to, add pages every time.
Excellent. I like that. Megan, anything else on this that you want to show?
I don't think so. I think we're like running close on time, so I can cut it if there's any specific questions anyone has or anything you want to see.
There is one question. Adam, I'm going to go to you right after.
Yep.
There's a question on texting, and this may have to do with a whole brokerage. I don't know what account they have. So Brady, maybe you. It says, here it is, Letty. Same with me. I have a problem texting with Lofty, and she's with LPT Realty. Is that something to do with their basic account that they have to upgrade, or is that something you have to take a look at their account specifically?
We'd probably want to take a look at your specific account, Letty. So thanks for letting us know. You should certainly have the ability to send texts, receive texts, auto text, group texts, right? That's baked into everything we offer. So let's get you with support and get that resolved. Texting is about as big a deal as it gets here for connecting with leads and closing deals. So we'll get you out.
I agree. Do me a favor. One of you put in the best email to reach out to support on that one, just in case she needs that. And then Adam, going to you, man, what are your favorite features that you think bring people back from the dead to make them clients, or just to keep your top people engaged so you do more business?
I'm like I said, I'm very much into the AI chatbot and especially smart plans. All the leads in the system are great, but if you don't have a way to engage with them, if you don't have a way to, advise them, educate them, and provide them what they're actually looking for, you're going to lose people. And then you just have a database of ghosts, basically. So to make sure that they stay alive, you have to engage with them. I'm really big on smart plans. That's probably what I'm most known for. I got a lot of poetry in motion going on with mine, and one of my favorite features that I finally got my wish granted. I literally waited 6 years for this. I was at a round table in Scottsdale, Arizona, November of 2019, when I brought this idea up, and some of the other agents at the round table laughed at me, but finally 6 years later, I got what I wanted, is the active segments. So what I wanted to do was to create a filter from the people page and save that filter and then target and trigger smart plans from that. Because when you look at Lofty, when you're in the triggers for smart plans, it's filtering stuff from the people page already, right?
Yep.
So I'm like, well, let's just be able to filter everything and we can do whatever we want. So their answer finally was, we're just going to do it with segments, make it dynamic so that just like a filter, when somebody matches that criteria of what we set, they're going to be in the segment. When they no longer match that exact criteria, they're going to be out of that segment. And now in smart plans, we just have to name that segment. So in the smart plan triggers, nothing changed. It's all done on the people page, which enhances it more. So this part of like how and when to gauge is more important. And people really, really need to pay attention to these. And I think they're going to be used a lot more. So here's some scenarios. I'm in my follow-up. I don't care about anything but walks and talks. I want to know what they're doing on my website. I want to know what they're talking about. Like it's conversations and actions. I could care less about most other things. Those are the two things that are most important. Okay. That's the engagement piece of it. So for instance, you can filter a segment for like, they have an email address that hasn't bounced, but they're not opening emails and they have a phone number, or perhaps they have a phone number. Okay. Well, if you have a phone number, you can call, text, or voicemail drop.
Yep.
An email, you can either email them or you can retarget them on social media. Okay. So let's say you've got somebody that has a bounced email and no phone number, they're a buyer lead with no address. What do you do with them? Right? You can still engage with them, but you need to know who those people are, because those are the people slipping through the cracks. So you have the ability to take that segment, use a Zapier webhook, and take that, because maybe the email is bad, but that's what they use to log in on Facebook. You can add them to a custom audience and retarget them from there.
Okay.
Previously, you couldn't really do that easily. The other things are, who is in the hot pipeline, which to me is basically they're ready to rock and roll in 90 days or less. So who's in the hot pipeline that has not been to the website in 7 days and has not opened emails?
Okay.
They need to answer for that. Dude, like you're supposed to be ready to go in the next couple of months. My expectation of them is I should be seeing some sort of response or activity, either through communication or the website, about once a week at that point. So I want to have eyeballs on those people, because those are the people that are like, you're basically ready to go. You're pre-approved. You got cash. You got proof of funds. We're ready to do this. Why aren't we doing this? What changed? Because when they change, I have to change.
True.
Right. So having that segment is going to help me be proactive about being reactive because I can attach automation to it. Not only do I see who's in there, I can use a reminder timer to say, hey, every 5 days, I want to make sure that, I'm manually contacting them. And if I don't do that in the 5 days, they're basically an expired lead, which gives me a visual indicator in the segments. And then I can take a smart plan and make sure I have a specific automation for people like that, so that when they are in the hot pipeline, they don't have open emails and they haven't been on the site in 7 days, I can run a smart plan a different way. They're going to get some email drops maybe.
Do you, Brady, Megan, do you guys want to run a whole session with Adam on this? That'd be kind of fun.
I think we should.
Like breaking it down so people can replicate it, so they can learn how to do this on their own. I think that would be pretty awesome. Let's see if people want that. You guys want that session with Adam so you can kind of break it down? It'll be like a workshop. So you have to open up your computer and do this on the side while you're listening, which would be interesting, right? So give me a yes or just say I don't care. But I care. So yeah, there you go. Yes. A whole bunch of yeses.
Yeah. I think those segments are one of the most underutilized parts of Lofty, right? Like there's so much opportunity for it to act like an ISA, to tap you on the shoulder and say, hey, you've got these leads that are slipping through the cracks. Here's a reminder to stay on top of them, right? Like that is, as your database continues to grow, it just helps you scale more effectively. So I think a little workshop with Adam would be a ton of fun.
Yeah, let's do it. Let's call it a workshop.
Oh yeah, this would be, here's what I use in my system. This is why I do it. This is why and how I reach out to them in this situation. You should probably take a look at doing this as well.
I like that.
The actual, like, hey, get this going. So
perfect. All right. Well, that's your favorite feature. That was pretty easy. Somebody says hard to visualize, but listen, it's there. Okay, everyone, it's there. I'd show you mine, but it's super easy, guys. If you're not using mass texting, you are absolutely missing out. We filter by just showing who are the last people who engaged on our site, like who's consistently coming back, and then check them all off and you just mass text them. We usually keep it to about 20 at a time. You can go up to 50. I think that's the max, maybe more. I just keep it to about 20 or so. And then I just easily message them whatever message you want. Remember, you give. You don't say, hey, do you want to see a property? Right? It's a simple text that says, hey, I'm not sure if you're here this weekend, but I've got a list of open houses for you. Do you want me to text that to you? And then you just wait. We get about a 19% response rate on that. And our job is to pick up the phone after and call them and see what they're looking at. And that's it. So for me, that's still my favorite feature, guys. Landing pages is amazing. But yeah, I'm excited to do this session with Adam on a workshop. So let's plan on that.
And Tristan, I have to give you a little bit of crap here. I'm disappointed that you didn't mention your nudge text technique.
Oh, yeah.
That was my favorite thing of all the things I've learned from you. That is my favorite thing because it's so simple and it works. It's just like, like my version is I'll just do I'll use a text to basically tell them kind of where I found something, right? And I'll use the Lofty variable of lead email. So it's like, sent you an email to lead email, let me know. And it's like, and that because like people are going to recognize it. Like, why? Like if somebody's texting me my actual email address, that's going to get my attention.
Yeah, that's so true.
So that nudge text, man, that's a gem.
Thanks,
if you're not
man.
nudge texting your database, you're missing out. Period.
Yeah. I think we forget that people get interrupted by so many different things, and it's our job to bring them back. Oh, yeah. Right? That's why I love that. Everyone, please scan the screen. There's a QR code right on top of Brady's head. You can't miss it. There it is. Brady can jump up. Megan, too. We can only see half of Megan. Perfect. Scan that one if you're not part of Lofty, or if you want to add something else and you don't know how to do that, go ahead and scan that, and then you'll get there. But there is so much here. You know what I realize every time I have a session with you guys is that I'm like, I didn't know about that either. Damn it. Or I didn't know about that. So I've now have set time monthly to just go in and figure stuff out that I did not know existed or I wasn't using well. And I'm like, what can I tweak? What can I learn this month to make my CRM work better for me? Because at the end of the day, everyone, you are the problem. This is why your CRM sucks. It's because you're not working on it. I know you don't want to hear it, but that's the reason. Because this is amazing. It's just you've got to find the time to actually put the work so you know how to use it and so that it does amazing stuff for you.
It's kind of funny because real estate agents, we're both the problem and the solution all in one. Like, we're not doing what we need to do. So how do we solve that? We need to just do what we need to do.
That's so true. Yeah, it's so true. That's why I love Lofty. It's all in one, but it works really well. The challenge is that there's a lot there. So you've got to take time to do it, or hire somebody to do this for you if you're in that position. Like, that is their main job. They're going to work this thing, make it look beautiful. You can always go to Adam. Adam also does this on the side, and you can always reach out to Lofty. They have a whole session on teaching, learning right there as well. All right, questions, comments, concerns. What you guys all think? Let us know in the comments. Lofty makes it so much easier. Thank you, Anthony. We love Lofty, man. We love it. Megan, Brady, anything we missed?
I don't think so. No, but we're constantly rolling out new features in order to empower you to connect with your clients and close more deals, right? So if you haven't seen Lofty yet, we'd love to show you the platform. If you're already a user and you don't quite know about home reports or anything that you saw here, right? Let's chat. We are constantly running webinars and training sessions, guys. We run 5 live scheduled training sessions a day, 5 days a week. Tune into those, reach out to support. I'm here to help as well. I know Megan will help. So if you're with us and you want to know more, let's chat. And if you're not with us and you want to learn more, let's chat. We'd love to talk to you guys.
And if you like the AI stuff that you saw, you guys should look into the Lofty AI bundle that they offer. You can save a good deal of money on some of the more popular AI tools like the Copilot, the AI sales assistant, chatbot. Take advantage of that bundle.
That's a good one. I like that. You're right. Everyone should at least take a look at that.
On the bundles, man. They're great.
Very true. All right, what do we got here? Brady, I'm a user. Need to know the order of which webinars to watch first. You know, I'll make it easier for you. Maybe it's not a webinar that you watch first. Maybe it's you go. Let me just log out of here and go here. I'm going to show you all where you need to go. So everyone, I know most of us slow down for that last week of December. If you want to use that time to reinvest in your business, this is where I would start. I would go to Lofty. I'm still in my screen here with lead gen. But you see on the left, you've got a little question mark. You click on the question mark, and then you see these things right here, videos and tutorials, right? Honestly, that's where I would start, the videos and tutorials. And you click on it, and then you've got some options. Show me how, video library, what's new to Lofty. I go here often. Just go there, and then kickstart your CRM journey. You can go anywhere here. I would suggest you start here and give yourself 3-4 hours between a few days while it's a little slow during that week at the end of December, and you'll be so much more ready to go in January. That's where I would start. Unless you guys think people should go somewhere else. What do you think?
You know, I do think that the live webinars that we run, the first one's called Kickstart Your CRM Journey. It's the essentials of the Lofty CRM. That's always a good home base, right? We run that session a few times a week, and it's also recorded. You don't have to attend the live version, right? The live is nice because you can get your questions answered, but you can tune in at any point for that training. I also really encourage you to leverage the AI Copilot that's built right into Lofty. You can ask it any question, right? I need help building a landing page. I need help using our social studio, and it'll jump in and walk you through the steps. So AI is there to help you. Our live webinars are there to help you. You can give us a call as well on our support line. So we'll attack it from a few different angles.
Dude, it's gotten so much better. I mean, I remember you guys didn't have any of this stuff. I'm like, Adam, remember when we were
I remember. Yeah, I remember the earlier days. I wasn't there from the beginning, but I started using Lofty in October of 2019. So it's been a little over 6 years, and it's definitely come a long way. Like the smart plans, where I kind of live pretty much 90% of the time. The smart plan screen, like doing a comparison of what it used to look like to now, it's like a whole different system.
It is. It's a beast.
Yeah.
Megan, thanks for being here. Appreciate you. Brady, thank you. Adam, go make some good barbecue, buddy. Everybody else,
always.
Thanks for joining us. Have an awesome day.
You bet. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Oh, wait, one more thing. I just remembered. Kendra did text me. There was a winner, guys. We had a winner that we had to give a bundle to. What was this? Here's what she said. He said, we chose our swag bag winner, and we did it a little differently this time. She said, the winner is Kelly Eklund, spelled Ecklund. And it's a swag bag winner because they brought in the most people that registered for the webinar.
Ooh.
So
I like that.
Here you go. So next time, this is how you win. We do have a swag bag, and I'm assuming it's got like some type of a hat, maybe a shirt, maybe a sweater, a brand new Tesla inside. I'm joking.
Yeah, right.
It doesn't fit. It doesn't fit. But if you're not here, we'll find you. Thanks, everybody. Have an awesome day.
You bet. Have a good one.
Thanks, guys.
Bye.